can myths teach us anything about fashion history? One of the main problems with researching the histories of underrepresented and quote-unquote subaltern cultures is that a lot of information has been erased, at times systematically, by the power structures that shape today's world. This results in a scarcity of evidence that has justified stereotypes and more generally led to our ignorance about the history of fashion among indigenous cultures from around the world before contact with Europeans. But among descendants, oral histories and myths are very much alive. More than unrealistic fairy tales or wishful thinking, origin myths and the stories passed down between generations are history, even though Western schools of intellectual thought have made us think otherwise. So when an origin story mentions the moon or a spider woman who transmitted knowledge about textile arts to women on Earth, we're not seeing a magical tale, but rather a socio-cultural structure that endows women with the responsibility to dress the world. When textile artists teach younger generations about the products of the land and what they can offer when dressing and feeding us, we are seeing an active transmission of scientific knowledge. Conversely, when we read European chronicles that repeat over and over and over again that men engaging in textile-related crafts were an exception to an otherwise female craft, we are perhaps also seeing evidence to many cultures with gender divisions that were strikingly different from the Western worlds. When they reject materials or tools but highlight the manual abilities, they hint at technologies that merit a study of their own. The issue here is that myths, oral histories, and cosmologies belong to indigenous cultures themselves and should not be extracted for the benefit of Western thought. So, how to strike the balance between expanding global histories of fashion and respecting indigenous intellectual sovereignty?